YouTube, this is Thongger and today I'm bringing you another Dawn of War 2 online commentary video. This game is a 2v2v2 team free-for-all game on the White Walls of Calderis. I play on the green team as the Space Marines with the Apothecary hero. My ally is Phoenix, he has the Farseer hero. The blue team over here in the right hand corner of the map is Shurjaws. I'm just gonna call him the White Tyranid player. Yeah, he is the White Tyranid player. I think he has the Hive Tyrant. And his ally Thongger is playing as the black colored Space Marines. He has the Force Commander. The purple team, they have blah 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 blah. They have Insane, who is playing as the Dark Red Orks. He is the War Boss Commander. And they have Homunculus, who is playing as the Dark Red Orks as well. He has the Mech Boy as his commander, so let's get right into things. Alright, let's get started. What's happening? Alright, so the game starts off, Phoenix and I, we're just gonna cap the initial points. Each team has one victory point starting in their little corner of the map and has this victory point power supply. If you can destroy that victory point power supply, the victory point is rendered useless until you repair it. So anyway, me and Phoenix were just trying to get our economy started up. We are rushing the power nodes and the requisition points while my scouts cap the victory power point. Blah 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 blah. What's happening? So right now, the blue team, they were the hosts, so I can just see their chat right now. They're quite chatty in the game. No, the purple team, yes, they were the hosts of this game. Yeah. So they're just coordinating with themselves right now. They're building up the economy and they're gonna rush for the mid as soon as they're ready. So now the blue player is doing the same. They're building up the economy, and I make the first push for the middle around the same time as the Orks make the push for the middle as well. My tacticals are going to take cover over here while my Apothecary rushes the victory point. Phoenix is rushing this point as well. The Orks are slowly inching their way up. So now the purple team, as you can see from the chat, not sure you can see, but they're about to make their push. They're coordinating both their heroes and their Ork boys are rushing up. They have shooters and Ork slugger boys who are good at shooting, the shooter boys, and the slugger boys are good at slugging people. So that is Captain Bloodflug, who is a war boss, and he has a big piratey hat. So Phoenix is gonna just rush, hide his guardians in the building, so the war boss can't attack him. And the war boss is getting pelted by guardian fire, and the banshees rush in, and my apothecary rushes in as well. And we start tearing into this guy, although he jumps in and smacks the banshees away. The banshees get mixed in with slugger boys. It's a pretty chaotic melee, and it's a huge mess right now. My fingers are dropping quite a lot, but the Orks are faring quite poorly because my apothecary is there. Although Phoenix lost his banshees, but it was worth it for us because we managed to knock out their hero, and that's my apothecary toning one of the Ork slugger boys. So even though Phoenix lost his expensive banshees, we managed to knock out the Ork hero. So now we've driven these Ork pigs back. So while we're fighting over the center, the blue players are not doing much. They're just building up the economy. They're quite inactive for the first half of the game, and you're going to see why later. So the first half of the game is just pretty much me and Phoenix tearing into these Orks. These guys had no melee support, and he set up a turret over here, but my guys just walked around it, and my apothecary has a sanguine chain sword which heals him every time he hits something. So this mech boy has no chance against my building. He teleports away, but Phoenix is right there waiting for him. And now my apothecary is going to tear into this turret with his chain sword. So this thing is hacking at my tactical marines, although my guys have good cover, so they're pretty unscathed. And Phoenix's Farseer is just bashing this guy about. The purple team has one victory point over here. Me and Phoenix have 3 victory points, but we're about to get this victory point here. The blue team is still turtling up, and they're just building up the economy, pumping up their power nodes. So now the Ork players have no choice but to fall back because we gave them the trashing of their lives, and we're gonna bunker down here. So not much is happening right now. The Orks are slowly regaining their strength from the beating. There's a big horde of Orks here now. They got some storm boys, jetpack infantry, and Yep, they're gonna come charging in soon. So the Orks came charging in, and they're gonna jump in on Phoenix's Farseer and start tearing into her. Although I had a heavy bolter squad in the building, so I had to come in and so they had no choice but to fall back after getting hammered by my heavy bolter. And these storm boys are now getting pummeled. My tacticals pushed forward and getting stuck in a melee. Getting pushing forward a flamethrower, and all these guys are getting pinned by the flamethrower. Phoenix rushes his banshees in, and we start tearing these guys apart. They didn't have time to suppress them. The Orks didn't have time to suppress our troops with their shooter boys. They had the big shooter, which causes suppression when active. So now we're just gonna destroy this victory point power supply, and we're gonna bail out of there because we don't want to overextend our lines. So just hammering this thing, we knock it out, and it's like, okay, fall back to the center in a bit, in a few seconds. Yes, so now we fall back to the center after we knock out a victory power supply. So now the purple team have nothing, which is a great success. And the blue team only has 1 point, which is this point here. But look at the army they're building up. They have a humongous army over here. And the Space Marines, how many troops do they have? There's yeah, they don't have too many troops, but you'll see why the army is pretty small right now. It's gonna get pretty vicious later on. So you can like so the purple team now is saying, why doesn't the blue team attack the greens, which is me and Phoenix? And so they're sort of complaining amongst themselves that they're the only ones taking us on. Now me and Phoenix have a very strong position in the game. We're almost a third of the way to win. And the purple team, they're saying that maybe the blue team is full of noobs. So they're gonna come storming forward here with huge angry horde of mobs. They probably outnumber all our troops here by at least 2. They had some scout snipers here, but my tacticals chased them off. And he threw a grenade to prevent my guys from chasing, so I just backed off out of there. And now these Orks are gonna come swarming back in. But my heavy bolter squad is more than ready to meet them. And Phoenix is setting up a shuriken cannon there. So my guys start hammering these Orks with the heavy bolter, and these guys are suppressed. And now they're getting hammered by Phoenix's shuriken weapon team as well. And now my tacticals, they flame those guys for a bit, but now they are suppressed themselves by those Ork shooters. And my apothecary is getting hammered. My tacticals are getting stuck in with these guys. And I think my apothecary gets gunned down here. Does he? I can't tell. Yes, he does. He gets shot to bits by those Ork shooters. So, yeah. We managed to kill a good number of Orks, but I lost my hero. Although he's in a pretty secure location, and it's not going to be much effort for Phoenix to just revive my poor little apothecary. There he is. Poor guy. He needs a medic. Yes, so the Farseer is gonna make him some sandwiches, and that's gonna get him right back on his feet. So now the Orks are coming at us again. Just gonna hurl some grenades at Phoenix, and the Phoenix just bugs out there, takes minimal damage. A couple of Guardians got knocked about, but that was about it. But now we have to be careful because grenades are very effective against units and buildings, but there's really not much going on right now. The blue team is really not doing much, and only the purple player is being quite proactive here. They're launching lots of troops into the mix here, but me and Phoenix have a pretty strong position here where we bunkered the central building. And although Phoenix does hurl the Ork player hurls a butt ton of grenades, and my Devastators just die. All of them are dead right there. And then they're like, nice, they killed the Devastators. And yep, so the Ork players are pretty chuffed with themselves now that they've knocked out my Devastators. They think that that's all the suppression units gone, but they don't realize that Phoenix actually has a shuriken weapon team here. So Phoenix is hammering these guys. Our guys get hammered by grenades. Phoenix almost loses an entire Guardian squad, but he only lost 1 guy. His squad is real beat up. So yeah. So the Orks have a giant army here. Me and Phoenix are over here. And then now, this is why the blue team has been pretty inactive. They've churned out a Dreadnought, and they're hammering the central building with grenades, and Phoenix loses his weapons team right there. So now our guys are getting hammered, and at this point I was like, fall back, Phoenix. So we decide, the blue team has come up with a humongous ginormous, giganticus, titanicus army with a Dreadnought to boot, and yeah, there's really not much we can do against these guys because I'm not even sure if I've teched yet. I don't even have any anti-tank units. So anyway, me and Phoenix, we've decided to go for the economy. We're gonna let the purple and blue player go at each other. So they left this Devastator team to lock down our flank, but my Assault Marines is no difficult feat for them just to jump over and hack down these Devastators. So now we're gonna go over and capture these points, and we're gonna try and destroy this victory point. We're gonna destroy all their power nodes in the process. We're gonna just let these two guys tear at each other. The Ork player, he loses his hero. This player gets blown up with a butt ton of grenades, and he loses tons of Tyranids. I'm belching here. The Killer Can's going at it with the Dreadnought, and even though the Dreadnought has lost some melee power due to it replacing it with its chain gun, the Killer Can's getting really wailed on. So meanwhile, me and Phoenix, we're just sort of not doing much right now. We're just letting these guys rip each other apart. So the Ork war boss, he is trying to go for the Dreadnought, but the Dreadnought's a one tough cookie and it won't be going down in a hurry, and the war boss is getting wailed on by everything, so he has no choice but to bail out of there. So now the blue team has temporary control, and now my Marines are running, we're gunning for this point right here, and Phoenix and I are gonna try and take out this point. So while my Assault Marines keep this Force Commander and his Power Fist busy, my Tacticals are gonna start hammering this power supply. So this Force Commander is like taking on 5 Marines at the same time, and now he has reinforcements. But I'm just gonna ignore them and destroy this thing, and I'm gonna get out of there before I lose all my guys. I do lose an Assault Marine though. He took a punch to the face, and all those Devastators, they almost caught my guys from behind, but luckily I managed to get out of there in time. So the blue player, we've essentially crippled their economy. Let's just see the statistics. Yeah, their power requisition is like pitifully. No, we haven't crippled the economy, but we've managed to destroy their power nodes. So now they had to spend some money like rebuilding this thing, and this has given the Ork player some time to rebuild and regroup. And the Dreadnoughts are tearing into these knobs with his chain gun. Surprisingly, he's not doing too much damage. And now he's gonna use his scouts, and he's probably gonna hurl a grenade at those guys. Or not. Right now the Ork players are, yeah, he uses his like burst fire ability, and now the Dreadnought's gonna bail out of there. While he's being chased by that Killer Can. The Orks, these guys, these knobs are like extremely tough, heavy infantry. Can absolutely wail on anything. They are a match even for Space Marine Terminators. So now the Tyranid player has churned out Carnifex, which is one of the toughest units in the game. Yeah, the Ork player, they let the Death Dread get a bit isolated, and now it's getting wailed on, and it just gets completely honed. So that was a huge loss to the Orks. Walkers are very expensive, costly units, and losing one can really cripple your economy. Essentially, you could either tech to level 3 or build a walker. So now these Ork Tyranids, they have these like warrior brood, which are like extremely tough, suppressive infantry, and Phoenix is getting his Wraithlord here, although we realize that there's tons and tons of Orks here. So he had to get his guy out there. My Space Marine Devastators are covering his, providing covering fire. I'm gonna start flaming these guys, and these Orks have no choice but to get out of there before they get rolled on, because they're being hammered by the Tyranids as well. So if the Orks are out of the picture, me and Phoenix are gonna make a rush for the Tyranids. My Space Marine Tactical Squad with the missile launcher got absolutely hammered. My other Space Marines are getting butchered as well by these warriors and their cannons. I don't even know what those cannons are called. But Phoenix's Wraithlord is getting absolutely weird. I think this is a Carnifex with a ranged weapon, so it's very powerful at range, not so. It's still going to be pretty hard to kill in the melee. So my guys I lost a lot of Marines there. So we're gonna just fall back from one and regroup and let those guys go at each other. And the Ork player, he has a battle wagon, and Yeah, so this means all our opponents have attacked to tier 3 and me and Phoenix are still in like tier 2, which really isn't very good. So yeah, this battle wagon is just like running riot, and these orcs, actually not sure what these guys are doing here, but anyway, they're sort of getting wailed on by this Wraith Lord and they have no choice but to get away. Does this all get away? No, he doesn't. But, so this battle wagon is just sort of running riot. Who is Shujars? Yeah, so now the blue team, they're gonna consolidate. The Ork players have a looted tank and a battle wagon, so they have really tough armies right now, and they actually hammered that Dreadnought. So now it's gonna be a full scale brawl between these two sides. Although the battle wagon is sort of facing the wrong way, so now it's getting wailed on by Space Marine, Missile Squad, and this Warrior Brood. Yeah, it does. The battle wagon does pack a bit of a punch, but I think it's a pretty fragile unit. It's big and fat and slow, and you can focus your fire on it. It's pretty vulnerable, and you can bring it down quite easily. It's concentrated fire. So the Orks are just harassing the blue team right now. It's just a minor skirmishing. The Ork players are seem to have an advantage in the center. They have 2 points opposed to 1, and me and Phoenix we only have 1. But we're gonna start making our push now. My scouts scouted ahead and we saw this tank, and the Tyranids are occupying this point over here. They have a counterattack and this Warrior Brood, but we know what's waiting for us. And this tank sort of gets isolated. It got separated, so my assault marines jump in there, and we hit it with a melter bomb, and we jump right in, and we're gonna start tearing into it. My sergeant has a power sword, and he starts tearing into it from behind, and my Phoenix throws his banshees in, and this thing just absolutely doesn't stand a chance. It just gets absolutely wailed on all sides and it just dies instantly. The battle wagon got destroyed, I think, and the Ork players are being driven back by Space Marines. The Space Marines have cranked out Terminators, and they bring down the Ork hero. So these Terminators are extremely tough units, probably one of the strongest units in the game. It's very difficult to kill them head on, and they can pretty much walk through any hail of fire unscathed. So these Warrior Brood are really tearing into Phoenix's Banshee, so I'm gonna charge my guys in there. I ran out of jump jet until that moment, so I start tearing these Warrior Brood. These guys don't really have that much melee capabilities when I think they have that weapon upgrade, so they don't stand a chance against my Assault Space Marines. And I'm hammering that thing with a Missile Squad, and we're just tearing it from all sides, and Phoenix's Wraith Lord takes it out, but they crank out a second counterattacks, and Assault Terminators have come, and these guys have Lightning Claws, so we have no choice but to just bail out of there. I think, yeah, I lose my Razorback there, and I was like, no, my Razorback. Phoenix does provide some covering fire with his Guardians, and he drives some of those guys where he almost loses his Fire Prism, which would have been a horrendous loss for us. And those assault, my Devastators, does the Devastator squad die? No, it just barely manages to get away from these Assault Terminators, and Phoenix is sending these Assault Terminators packing. The one thing about Assault Terminators is that they cannot fall back, so if they get caught behind enemy lines, they are very vulnerable if you've already used up the teleport ability, because these guys cannot run to save their lives. Like, even a Wraith Lord can just walk out and keep hammering them. These Terminators do get away, but they're severely beat up, and their health regenerates quite slowly, and they don't have an apothecary. If he does want to regenerate their health, he has to get them back to the base. So my scouts here got sort of caught, and they retreated like really through a hail of fire, and I'm not sure if they managed to get away. I think they do, it looks that way. Yeah, just barely. This scout with the sniper rifle just barely managed to get away. So anyway, the Orks tried to make a push for our victory point. They capped it, but we managed to fight them off and push them back. So me and Phoenix, we are 400 points away from winning the game. The Orks have pulled out a second battle wagon, but it's horribly exposed out here. I'm not sure what they're doing with it. But anyway, it's gone and died. Well, it's in the process of dying anyway. We're just tearing into it. My Space Marines aren't doing too much damage on the front, so I maneuver my Assault Marines in behind, and we start tearing into its engine, and now you can see the the thing saying rear armor hit from the Sergeant's power sword and my apothecary's chainsaw. Now the Wraith Lord comes in and it doesn't stand a chance at all. This Wraith Lord just tears into it, and at close range you can't use all his weapons and this thing just goes down. Boom, baby. So now the Orks are just running, harassing strategies behind the Space Marine lines, but not doing too much. These Terminators are still being a major pain in the rear, just wandering around, being indestructible, pimping Terminators that they are. So I forgot that I was capping the point and I sort of like moved off, and I was like, oh crap, I capped the point again. But I realized it sooner or later-ish. Yeah. My scouts sort of noticed at this point. I was like, oh, crap the point. So anyway, me and Phoenix, we're 300 points away from winning. And we're very close, but the blue team has 3 victory points opposed to me and the purple team. We only have 1 victory point each. And the blue team has tons of super heavy units like counterattack, Terminators, and Dreadnought. So we're launching a major assault here. I have about a dozen Marines, which is a major fighting force, and Phoenix has a Wraith Lord and Banshees. And they're the Terminators that sort of trying to get away from us, but I'm gonna keep hammering them with my tacticals. Just pummeling them, trying to whittle down their health. We managed to bring down 1 Terminator there, and Terminators cost about 150 requisition each. So those guys are horribly expensive. Somehow these guys managed to churn out another Ork battle wagon. One of them may have dropped out, and I think the AI gets like stupid requisition bonuses, or they just don't build anything, which is why they can just churn out these stupid tanks. So I mean, there's no difficult feat for us just to bring down this Ork battle wagon again. You know, the blue team, they have 2 counterflexes and 3 victory points. So it's going to be really difficult for us to bring down all these super heavy units because, but Phoenix pulls out a trump card of his own. He pulls out his Avatar, and his Avatar is going up against tons of these guys on his own. He does that fire burst thingy, whatever it was, that just like sent everyone hurling back. And he starts ripping into this counterflex. Yeah. And his Fire Prism is providing fire support as well, and the Banshees are coming in as Phoenix was calling for help at this point, so I was pulling all my Marines back, but I was still kind of preoccupied dealing with this looted tank. I have tacticals on the way to provide support, and Phoenix, his Banshees got really beat up right there. He almost lost his entire squad. The Avatar is really getting ganged up on. All of the Ork players call in like rocks and start bombing these Tyranid scum. So these counterflexes are really beat up right now, and my guys are being suppressed by Tyranid fire, which isn't great for me, but I managed to heal most of my guys and I start tearing them with a heavy bolter. Phoenix, this time with his Fire Prism, I jump my Space Marines in there and start tearing them. And this Hive Tyrant, it has ranged abilities and isn't going to be that tough in a melee. Oh my gosh, my frame rates are dropping. Anyway, the Space Marine player, he's still tearing into us with he has his Dreadnought right there. Phoenix's Avatar is really beat up right now. My guys are pretty smashed up as well. But we're gonna very quickly try and rush this point because the blue player can still catch up if they have enough victory points. So they're gonna push down our right flank with the Dreadnought at the head. I am going to start hammering that Dreadnought with my assault, with my tacticals with the rocket launcher, although I have poor positioning, so we're gonna try and lure them forward towards the Fire Prism. And yeah, my guys have no cover right now, so they're getting really beat up. And they're getting wailed on by that assault cannon. My assault Marines dive in, hit it with a melter bomb, and it really doesn't do all that much damage. I managed to send those scouts with it. I see those Terminators coming. I'm like, holy crap, get out of there. And we just start wailing in on this Dreadnought. But the Dreadnought still has a Power Fist and it's still very difficult to bring down, although Phoenix has his Wraith Lord wailing on it as well. Those assault Terminators coming. I'm like, oh crap. I hit it with a Sergeant's ability and I'm getting my guys out there before those Terminators eat me alive. We managed to bring down the Commando over there, and Phoenix is still going at it with his Wraith Lord. And his Avatar totally ripped that Dreadnought a new one. And we kill those Terminators, and with that the blue team has lost all hope of victory. They lost all the units. The commanders are dead. The Ork players are not even around anymore, I think. So now me and Phoenix have complete control of the center. We lost our victory point here. I have no idea what the Ork players doing. Another battle wagon here. But anyway, the game is pretty much ours, and that is the game. And just in time too, because the Space Marine player was pulling out a Land Raider. And yeah, he had a couple of warrior brews, but I'm not sure they would have done much. So anyway, that is the game, and I hope you guys enjoyed this 2v2v2 on the White Walls of Calderis. Let me know if you want more Dawn of War 2 videos. Subscribe, like the video, and I'll bring you more. Hope you guys enjoy this. See you guys next time.